This is a story from the Bible about love, pride, and the painful consequences of broken relationships. It's the story of King David and his son Absalom. David was a great king, strong, wise, and chosen by God. But like every human being, he made mistakes, especially in his own family, and those mistakes would one day grow into something much bigger than he ever imagined. David had many children, and among them was Absalom, a young man known for his striking appearance and charm. People admired him. He had confidence, presence, and a way of winning hearts easily. But inside David's family, things were not peaceful. One of Absalom's sisters was deeply wronged by another of David's sons. It was a terrible act, and when David heard about it, he was angry, but he didn't take strong action. He stayed silent when justice was needed most. That silence changed everything. Absalom was furious. He loved his sister and felt that his father had failed to protect their family. Over time, his anger turned into bitterness, and bitterness slowly turned into a plan. 2 years later, Absalom took matters into his own hands. He arranged for the brother who had done wrong to be killed. Then he fled, afraid of what his father might do. For years, Absalom lived away from home. David missed him deeply, but even then, he struggled to deal with the situation directly. Eventually, Absalom was allowed to return to Jerusalem, but the relationship between father and son was still broken. They lived in the same city, yet remained distant. Absalom wasn't just angry anymore. He was determined. He began to quietly win over the people of Israel. Every day, he would stand near the city gate and greet those who came with problems. He would listen to them, show kindness, and say, "If I were the judge, I would make sure you get justice." Little by little, he stole the hearts of the people. And then one day, Absalom made his move. He declared himself king. News spread quickly, and panic filled the city. David, instead of fighting immediately, chose to flee Jerusalem to avoid bloodshed. The mighty king left his palace, barefoot and grieving, as his own son took the throne. It was a heartbreaking moment, a father running from his child, not because he lacked power, but because the situation had grown too painful and complicated. But the story didn't end there. David gathered loyal supporters, and eventually, a battle became unavoidable. As his army prepared to fight, David gave one important command: "Deal gently with my son Absalom." Even after everything, David still loved him. The battle was fierce. Absalom rode into the forest on a mule, but as he passed under a large tree, his hair got caught in the branches, leaving him hanging helplessly. When David's commander found him, he made a choice that went against the king's command. Absalom was killed. When the news reached David, he didn't celebrate victory. He didn't rejoice that his throne was secure again. Instead, he wept. "My son Absalom, my son Absalom. If only I had died instead of you." It was a cry filled with pain, regret, and love. This story teaches us something deeply human. Unresolved issues don't disappear, they grow. Silence in the face of wrong can lead to greater pain. And broken relationships, especially in families, can have lasting consequences. But it also shows us something powerful. Even in betrayal, love can remain. David was a king, a warrior, a leader, but in the end, he was also a father who wished he had done things differently. And maybe that's the lesson for us today: to speak when it matters, to seek justice with wisdom, and to never let pride or silence destroy the relationships that matter most. Because sometimes, the greatest battles we face are not on the outside, but within our own homes.